Hi, Louise. Welcome back.
Hi, Susan. Thanks. Uh, I know there's the public holidays happening in China, right?
Yes. Yeah, so we expect Louise and Akash and myself for this meeting. So yay, we have everyone.
Hello.
Nice.
Welcome.
Hey, everyone. I think the notation project, the notary project community call was canceled. But yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, no problem. So let me populate today's date on our agenda. So on the agenda today, Akash and I, we were just syncing offline on the process of setting up the staging branch. So we'll talk a little bit about that. And also I've started looking at the breaking change and deprecation process. So if we have time, I also want to like have a quick overview, so to collect some early feedback.
I do have a hard close in 30 minutes. So maybe we can leave that for the next one
Okay,
or
sure.
discuss on the Monday meeting.
Yeah, sure. And Akash, do you have any agenda?
Nope, nothing on my side, just chugging along with the cosine work.
Yeah, sounds good. So let me put in today's date on the meeting and share my screen. Okay, can everyone see?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. So we were going through the staging merging to main workflow. So we wanted to review the commit detail that's merged from staging to main. So let me bring that up and to look at the commit history. Run full validation. Sorry, well, that's not the one. I posted some screenshots and steps on the closed PR, but unfortunately, Akash, what happens is after a few iterations of testing on the fork with this process, I soon become very out of sync with main. So which is why I had to create a new PR.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, because there's like, multiple iterations of staging, merging into branch and etc. So it becomes very messy, the commit history. So this is the sample PR within the happy path. And the question Akash and I were talking about is, what are the commits that was merged from staging to main? So let's review that. So Akash, this is the commit, that's the sample PR that was opened by the bot. And from staging to main. And this commit is the commit that was from the original PR is what I believe. So let me bring that up as well. Ratify pull request closed. So if we check the hash, open the PR from the test at the fork to staging. We want to see if this hash matches the hash in the other commit. Is that the goal?
So the goal, so in the context of what we were discussing before, where you had two PRs, two developers, two PRs that merged staging, one of them had a regression in it, and the other one was okay, but got merged to staging after the first one with the regression got merged. We want to make sure that I'm trying to understand what is the PR if you're gonna merge staging into main, then technically both PRs are actually the same PR, right? Let's say I have two PRs open now, automated PRs open to main. Both are from the same staging branch. Now the staging branch has updates for relevant to both automated PRs, then technically won't the PRs actually be the same? Because now it's just pointing staging to main, right? So
Yeah, let's have a look here. So we were up to step, this step here, right? PR, let me give this step's name. So case scenario with 2 PRs in progress, right?
mhm.
And so PR2 just did a rebase with staging to get the revert.
Yeah.
And
No, but there's no rebase with staging, right, to get the revert, because it is the staging branch, right? The sample PR that you showed me that was automated, the one that's called, feat title April 3rd
Yeah.
PR1, the origin
I
branch
see.
is staging, right?
Yes. I think this rebase just means it collected the revert. Is it like, okay, so let's go back a step. There's a regression and PR, sorry, is it PR1? It's no longer PR1. So is there PR3 to revert?
Yeah, so okay, so I
So
think
this one gets closed, right? There's a regression to staging. Do we just close this one?
so no, so this one was the one that the developer from their fork created to staging, right? PR1.
Oh, yes, yes, yes,
So
yes.
you want like another set of 2 automated PRs that correspond to PR1 and PR2. So you can call them like PR1 automated and PR2 automated. And those
Yep.
are two
That's correct.
now
Yep.
separated.
Automated one.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one merged to staging with the regression,
Mhm.
and this automated, and then this would create automated one.
Yes.
Yeah. And
just
we
to be
notice
specific,
a regression. That's a
So-
good point.
Yeah, so automated one is staging branch to main branch, right?
Yep. And then after PR2 goes into staging, your point is there is no new PR that get created because there's already an open PR from staging to main.
Yes, because it's the same branch, right?
Yep. Yes. And would, yeah, I see. And then the PR3 is to revert the regression, and let's say if that gets into staging, then automated
One
one
the text should pass then.
would then get unblocked.
Yeah, but now you have PR1's commit and PR2's commit and PR1's revert. And if you squash commit that into main, then
Yeah.
that counts as just one commit, right?
Yeah. So then is it possible to keep individual commits, always keep individual commits? From staging to main.
So that would be, we're not squashing the commits. But then we have a revert commit in main.
Yeah, I think which is fine, because today if we had a bad commit, are there any concerns with the revert commit?
No, I mean it's probably easier if we do it this way. It's just when you generate the release notes, we need to,
Be edited out.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Let's have a look at the screenshot. I'm pretty sure here. Oh, sorry. Is it too small to see the screenshot here?
We can see it now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah. So there was an option to not squash it as well. Like this is the result of me clicking on squash and merge. And then it says, okay, you want to confirm that you're going to squash, but there was an option to just leave the individual commits as well.
Got it. Okay.
But that's a good note. Like we always want to keep the history.
And the other thing, I'm not sure if this is already the behavior, will it know not to open up automated too?
I see. So that I can test it, but I'm pretty sure that it'll say you already have a PR open. I can try that out.
Okay.
Cool. So I think from our discussion, Akash, that we agree to use staging as the main branch going forward.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Agree.
so how do merges into, or like merges into the non-staging branch will go?
So do you mean main, Luis? Like if
Yes.
someone tried to open a PR to main?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the branch protection rules on main would be configured that it requires the AKS test to
Mhm.
pass, and there's no way to pass the AKS test on a PR that looks like this. Because the test branch right here does not have access to the secret that's needed to create the AKS resource.
I see. Okay.
So then it's just not possible. It's like, for example, if E or Feynman, they work on the roadmap, it'll also force them to run the AKS test. Speaking of that, maybe we should, I don't know if it makes sense for the roadmap to be on this Ratify documentation site instead of the code repository. But yeah, that's a question for later. But like if they commit to the code repository, they'll need to go through this staging and then staging to main cycle.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the roadmap is more of a code project than an actual, because I feel like the docs are more like how does the service work, troubleshooting guides, things like that. But yeah, we can discuss.
Yeah, sure. So with the current PRs, just looking at the pull request. So maybe Akash and I will work offline together to create the that's needed to set up this together.
Yeah. Sorry.
Akash,
So
yeah, go
yes,
ahead.
the other thing I was gonna mention is we will probably need a README for contributing if this is gonna be sort of the new flow.
Yeah, I'll try to expand on this section a little bit. So right here, so what we have here on the meeting notes, right here, I would
Uh-huh.
paste some of it to expand into this. So right now I only have like, please create PRs against the staging branch. PR will be merged with maintainer approval, but I plan to break that down onto the 1, 2, 3, 4s that we have here
Susan, do you
with
think,
the added scenarios.
sorry, uh,
Go ahead, Akash.
do you think it's possible for us to put that at the top of the contributing document? Like this is the #1 thing to consider.
I see.
Like,
Yeah, that's a good feedback. So right now, what do we have on top of the file? So maybe just under getting started. So that getting started is like the main, do we talk about like what do you clone and stuff like that? And then we can go straight into, oh, our main branch is staging, and to create a PR, you submit to staging, and then it goes through the staging to main cycle for a full suite of validation.
yes, that would be, I think that would make sense.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, I can make that change. Any other feedback? I'm also trying to think like before we turn this on, can we merge some of our PRs? So then they don't need to be readjusted to target main as a target staging. So for example, like the roadmap, I don't know if it's pending any comments. Okay, so Feynman had a pending conversation here. Oh, I think Luis, there's also one comment for you to double check on is currently we are proposing to release in June to line up with the timestamping support of the notation 1.2 release.
Mhm.
Does that sound good to you? It's one of the things that E mentioned last week.
I see. So this would be the gotcha. So they would be a second release, right? Not the one we had, not delaying the April one, but just getting okay. So what is the additional thing? Kubernetes So that's May, June. I think it's okay. Does anybody see like was there? I mean, all of the developers were there last week. Were there any developers that had any concerns with the deliveries for this?
The only thing that came up with, we are not sure on the notation release date. So
Mm-hmm.
if they release, say, mid-May,
Mm-hmm.
we think the timestamping support would take us 2 weeks to
Okay.
validate, for example. So what we want to make sure is we want to leave enough buffer time for us.
Yeah, that's fine then. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay. So I guess before we turn on the staging branch, we will try to merge as many PRs as possible. Otherwise,
Okay.
Akash, is it easy to re-edit the PR? Let's say the key MP PR to target staging. There is an edit button, for example, on the PR. Like if I were to edit this PR for a different branch, it should be just choosing a different base.
yeah, I think it's okay as long as if staging is in lockstep with main, it shouldn't be an issue. There shouldn't be any requirements on the user end. What we will have to do is we could actually start by let's set up like the staging branch, let's set up that as set the branch protection rules on the staging branch itself.
Yeah, that itself, we have to also talk about the logistic of it, Akash. So first we'll create a staging branch from main, right?
Yep.
And then to set up the branch protection rules, I have to push maybe like a dummy change to staging to let the test run once. Then we can set up the branch protection rules.
Is that the case?
I believe so. The workflows needs to have run at least once with results for the creation of the protection rule.
Oh, so it's has to have run on that target branch once, because those same.
Is what I believe.
Okay, so yeah, so what I think we'd have to do is, like you're saying, you put a dummy commit, and then
Yep.
run them, and then revert the commit, like force push the commit after you've removed it locally, force push the branch. Sorry.
Yeah, there's a little bit of like hacking to do
Yeah.
there. Yes. But yeah, I'm sure it's doable because I've set up my own local fork with the branch protection rule before. That's what I remember you have to do.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, I think like that is not going to affect any of the other PRs or the main branch, so we can just do that independently, right? That's like the first step.
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
So Akash, let's schedule some other time offline and we can let me edit the contribution guide and then we can schedule another time to set up the access tokens and branch and things like that.
Sure. Yeah, that works.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that we could set something up this weekend because China is on vacation. There's less noise. What's your opinion there?
Yeah. Did you want to set it up tomorrow?
Yeah, I think tomorrow is a good time. Yeah, all right. I'll talk to you about that tomorrow then.
That's good. Thanks.
Yeah, so we'll just focus on this item before we talk about the breaking changes and deprecation. We'll leave that for next week. Any other topics to discuss?
Nope. Thank you, Susan.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Have a
Thank
good
you.
day. Good evening now, isn't it?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, talk to you later. Thank you all.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.